They got dumb. They got Dominic. Y'all, what am I talking about? Vin Diesel from the Fast and the Furious franchise. Vin Diesel, one of the most talented, okay, I know I'm putting 20 on 10, but one of the most, has one of the biggest franchises consistently in Hollywood. Baby, he has just been taken down in the Diddy movement, right? Me, you, and Diddy too. Y'all, Vin Diesel's ex-assistant is suing him for blankual bad battery. I know, listen, we trying to get around these YouTube safeguards because you know what? YouTube is the only one that hasn't realized that the whole world is going up in flames, baby. They need to start making sure some of these words are safe words. Anyway, y'all, an ex-assistant claims he blinked her after a hotel party. Y'all, they got Dom. They got Dom. Vin Diesel is facing a lawsuit for allegedly blanking himself on an assistant working with him during production on Fast and Furious. And the woman's claims sound similar to horrible accusations made against Harvey Weinstein. Y'all, Asta Jonathan, Jonathan. I'm sorry, there's too many syllables in here. Her name looks like a regular name, but then you're like, wait, where that syllable? What? Why are there so many consonants in this word? Asta Jonathan says she was hired by One Race Films, a production company, to be Vin's assistant while he filmed Fast Five in Georgia back in 2010. If you're wondering why they're bringing this up now, well, it's quite simple. California now has pretty much the same law New York had about opening up blink charges and removing the statute of limitations. The only difference is California's is going to 2026. So, ladies and men, you got 2 years to actually get your claim heard in court and hold these people accountable. Again, this hasn't been independently verified. These are her allegations. I am sure Vin Diesel's lawyer is going to come out and says he 100% maintains his innocence. Be refreshing one day. And I'm not saying Vin is guilty or innocent because we're about to get into this, but be refreshing just one day. If someone says, you know what? You were moving reckless, you were moving crazy, and you did this to me. I want to be refreshing if one day somebody said, yeah, you got me. It was me. You got me, right? But they ain't never going to do that because even if they can't be held accountable in a court of law criminally, they don't even want to pay the money. Okay. So anyway, she was hired to be Vince's assistant while he filmed Fast Five in Georgia back in 2010, according to the docs obtained by TMZ. Asta says she was at Vince's suite at the St. Regis in Atlanta while he was entertaining multiple women. That bald head be getting around, even though let me stop talking about Vin Diesel. But how does somebody that looks a wee bit, just a wee bit like Elmer Fudd, how does that person be pulling? Well, I guess, right? He can really make that be famous because he can cast people in the Fast and Furious franchising. You know, they're going to be Fast and Furious part 516. He ain't letting that cash cow go. Anyway, she claims when the last woman left, Asta was tasked with ushering Vin out of the hotel to avoid photographers. But instead, she says Vin forcibly grabbed her, groped her soft parts, and kissed her, all while still in the suite. And although she struggled to break free, oh my God, he allegedly continued to blank himself on her? What in the world? Asta alleges the assault escalated as Vin lifted up her clothes and tried to pull down her stuff that goes under her clothes before pinning her against a wall, grabbing her hand and placing it on his mini Fast and Furious. His erect Fast and Furious. Wow. She says Vin was in his underwear after pulling down his cargo shorts. Listen, I'm not taking away from this woman's pain at all. This is very, 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 very concerning and disturbing things. Um, but can I say that Vin Diesel 100% looks like someone that wears cargo shirts? I don't know why. If I, and listen, this goes to ask this claim. I don't know why if you came in front of me and I was in the jury and I was like, and you're telling me all these horrible things that happened, right? I could see if you are a fan of Fast and Furious 5 or that's being like, I don't know, whatever. But as soon as she says, and he pulled down his cargo shorts, we would look, ladies and gentlemen, the jury has come to its decision. You did it. You did it. I don't know why the fact of her saying this mofo was in cargo shorts makes me believe this more than anything. Oh, but it's not over. Um, she claims he then pulled down his underpants and started, gosh, this is going to be a tough one, diddling with himself, diddying with himself while still leaning against her. Ugh. At which point, Asta says she kept her eyes closed to disassociate and get through the alleged ordeal. She says when he finished, he pulled up his shorts and said, "No one can say ish about Asta," and left the room. Is this so crazy? He did all this mess, then pulled his cargo shorts up. You know what? They used to be Old Navy cargo shorts. Now they Christian Dior. Got a little cash, so the skirt is Christian Dior. You a size too big in my ish fist. I'm the first lady of Juicy Couture. Got a little cash now, so the skirt is Dior. Anyway, all jokes aside, right? And I'm only joking because like the visuals in this are like really, really gross. No one can say ish about Asta and left the room. This mofo really think he's Dom from Fast Furious, but Dom would never. Dom had principle. Dom was all about family. He had principles. Hours later, Asta claims Samantha Vincent, Diesel's sister and president of one race, called her and fired her. I'm reading this real time if you can't tell, saying they no longer needed her help. In the suite, Ashley said she believed she was fired because she resisted Vin during the alleged assault. If this is true, that mofo better pay like he weighs. Seriously. What a jerk. And his sister, too. According to the suit, Asta says she remained silent for so long out of fear of Diesel's power in Hollywood. I want to just believe that he is very, very powerful in Hollywood again. And because of her, oh my God, this just gets worse and worse. Because of her immigration status as a green card holder, which I understand too, because you know, when you're there for like work and you speak out, not only do you like get all this stuff, you go get someone powerful, but they send you back to your country, which I'm sure wherever she's from is fine. But you came to this country for certain reasons. And it took a lot of hard work, a lot of money, a lot of paperwork to have that all erased just because you speak up for something that probably nobody back then would have believed you. I agree that. But she says she feels empowered by the Me Too movement. She also cites California's Speak Out Act, which, ladies and men, listen up, which allows victims to file blank assault claims for incidents dating back to 2009. Vince, Dom, this about family. You know, he's always like, family. You better pray this is not real. Because if there is any evidence that this is real, baby, Ashta, can't nobody gonna be able to say ish about her, like you said, because you are her retirement fund. She's suing Vin, his sister, and One Race Films for blank battery, wrongful termination, and a hostile work environment. They have reached out to Vin Diesel's rep, and there have been no response. You guys, this is actually really, really sad. Now, again, let me look and see if anybody's ever made claims against him. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I couldn't find any accusations against him, but I found more details of what happened. Apparently, one of the reasons that Asta was so scared is because she was a recent Los Angeles Film School program graduate at the time whose job responsibilities included organizing parties, accompanying Vin to parties, and ensuring that she was in close physical proximity with him in case photographs were taken of him with women when he attended events without his longtime girlfriend. This mofo was cheating on his girlfriend. Oh my God. The suit alleges that late that night, it was in September of 2010, she was asked to wait in Diesel's suite at the St. Regis Hotel where he entertained hostesses he had bought back from the club. Again, none of the other women wanted to stay there. So Asha said that he grabbed her wrist, one with each of his hands, and pulled her down. Of course, she said that she was completely overpowered because, if he's going to do one thing, he's going to stay in the gym. You look at that face, you got to have some muscles because, baby, you can't be out of shape looking like that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What else can we do? Again, she asked him to stop. She freed herself to the door of the suite, hoping to maintain her personal safety and job security by getting him to exit the room. Instead of leaving, that's when he approached her again. Oh my God. He blinked to his knees, pushed her dress up toward and her running his hands, oof, including her inner. She screamed and ran down the hallway before Vin pinned her against the wall and literally forced her to touch him. A few hours later, she was fired from her job less than 2 weeks after starting. His sister was the one that delivered that. Somebody said it's clear to her that she was being fired. Well, Ashta said this because she was no longer useful. Vin had used her to fulfill his blank desires, and she had resisted his blank assaults. Her esteem was demolished, and she questioned her own skills and whether a successful career would require her to trade her body for advancement. In addition, they said there's discrimination on the basis of sex, gender, intentional infliction of emotional distress, hostile work environment, wrongful termination, and retaliation, among others. It also reveals an additional incident of blank harassment from a one-race supervisor and alleged the defendants are covering up the events. She's silent until now because it was guaranteed by a non-disclosure agreement she signed when agreeing to her employment by one race. The suit notes her claims were made possible by the Speak Out Act, which protects victims of blank assault and harassment against enforcement of non-disclosure agreements, as well as California statute that waived the statute of limitations. The statute waives the SOL on blank abuse allegations that occurred in 2009 or later. You guys, I had to go and Google some more because TMZ, they never give the whole story when it comes to making a man look bad. But I feel really, really bad for this girl because there's just too much detail, especially the cargo short. But listen, name them and shame them. Name them and shame them. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.